Victoria 3 to, well, the East Coast that is bluish. I don't know what's going on there, why we have blue beaches, but I guess we are using some new kind of chemical that I don't know yet. Probably out of my tech. Might be. Who knows about that? Now, we do have a problem a bit. We have pretty high turmoil levels throughout the states. We have 14 million radicals. And to be honest, I'm a bit baffled here. We do have some movements, of course, right now that are rather working against us, but their radicalization potential is rather low, right? So this also has a very low one here. And also, they're not really determined about the whole thing, right? So the support is low, so I don't know. This can't be the reason why we're having such a huge radicalization. Also, my taxes can't really be it, right? I mean, we do have taxes here on services. We do have it. We always have this, basically. We also have it on luxury stuff, mostly. So also nothing really that I would like to say is increasing radicalization. We do have low taxes in general. So this should also not be a problem, right? What else could be the problem? High market prices, perhaps? Nope. We are having perfect market prices, to be honest, and nothing is really expensive right now. Some goods are more expensive than others, but nothing out of the ordinary. Opium is gold, so that's very expensive, but we are paying for opium, so it is going directly from the state expenses, and nothing else here would really strike me right now that it would cause radicalization. It's a bit of a problem. We do have no specific laws that would increase radicalization, nor do we have any segregation, or, you know, we are also not against children or women or something like that. We got censorship at the moment. This could be something. Let's check it out. Right of assembly, as we can see, would bolster, it would actually reduce the bolstering and the suppression on groups. It would also reduce my authority, and it would though get rid of the technology penalty that we have with that. Protected speech even boosts my technology output. So I'm very much inclined to go for this one. Also, the intelligentsia and trade unions endorse this one. Let's go ahead and start the enactment process of protected speech, going away from the censorship. However, of course, the industrialists are still not very pro this. We could check out what law they have that would have a bigger support. It would be the professional army. This, however, would radicalize the petite bourgeoisie. We have the mass conscription, would radicalize the rural folk. They're also pretty strong, so I should not go with this. Colonial exploitation we do have in effect already. So also nothing really where we could say that we could make them happier in any specific way. We could look at the states themselves where there is high radicalization. For example, in New York, we have lots of turmoil right now. We do have enough infrastructure, enough taxation capacity. We do have a lot of jobs. So we have unemployed. We have 48,000 unemployed people. This might be an indication why we have higher radicalization here. So providing some more jobs could turn the tide for us. We could provide it with grain, for example. So let's just build us some 5 plantations for the farmers. We could also provide it for the workers. So let's provide some more iron mines for the workers. We do actually need wood and mines anyway. And we also need some higher techs. Even though, look at that. No, not really. Engineers, machinists, academics, capitalists are all not really fully employed here. So this is an indication to me that it's actually pretty fine in New York when it comes to employment. The Arts Academy is lacking something. So I think we do need to provide what exactly? It's just not making a lot of money, but that's fine for an Arts Academy nowadays again, because of the services that we are taxing here. This is lowering it though, but yeah, also nothing out of the ordinary here that I would see. So it is a bit of a problem there right now. It's going down at the moment, tendency is a bit down, but still nothing really that would turn the tide here. Now, the Antarctic expedition that we have is not very successful. It is actually going to fail there, I think, as well. Also, just because of one failed mission there, I think. Attempt to sway against France. I'm certainly not going to join a diplomatic play against France. The only other thing that I could see that is increasing radicalization is because the armed forces, evangelicals, the intelligentsia, they're actually, you know, this is something I don't quite understand. We are loyal with them. They would not go against us, yet we do suffer. The southern planters are angry at us. The petite bourgeoisie is angry at us. So those we should probably make a bit more happy, right? So after enacting the protected speech, we might have a look at one of the other laws that the bourgeoisie likes a bit more. Okay, by now I can see there is a revolution brewing to preserve the censorship. This is actually a movement to preserve the censorship, which is really causing high radicalization. Now, just remember, this was a law that was actually broadly accepted and now is radicalizing quite a lot of them. So let's abandon it for now. Just really strange, right? They were not against this before. So we could try something else. Party-affiliated newspaper have been proliferating during this election season. Publications associated with the Socialist Party of America have been particularly effective in spreading the party line. Can I... Just gives me a momentum boost for them. And a member of the expedition has asked for a few days to stop and collect samples of previously unknown... Oh, we get some prestige bonus or minor... progress. Let's go with minor progress than a temporary prestige bonus. And what kind of law would any of these want? Problem is really they're all rather radical, right? There's not that much I can do, and what the one party wants, the other one despises. So they're all against me right now, but they're also all against each other. Like the armed forces, their laws would directly make the bourgeoisie angry that is actually brewing in revolution with the armed forces right now, and their laws would directly radicalize the armed forces again. So they have nothing in common, yet they are working against me at the moment. But it's going down, I think, at the moment. Yes, let's just try to keep them somehow happy. Industrialists, any kind of law would be amazing with them. Professional army once again. But once again, the bourgeoisie doesn't like that, and I can't just go with any of that. This is actually a law here, colonial exploitation, that a lot of people like, so the trade unions and the industrialists, and we're not really getting any hurting from that much, right? So just my colonization is a bit slower, but we're not really colonizing that much anymore, and it would just really be a law that boosts my reputation with the industrialists by at least 5. So I could try this one. The only ones that are a bit unhappy with that is the rural folk, but they're not really that strong anymore. It's tricky. Nah, I can't do that. I would lose their bonus then once again. Agrarianism, there we have it once more, so they really want that. And look at that, only the industrialists would oppose, but the rural folk, the trade unions and the intelligentsia would really love that. Oh, compression ignition, very good. The diesel pump, so we can boost our mines now with oils, and the same goes with my farms. And pasteurization, refrigerated storage, we could use electricity to boost fishing wharves and whaling stations. Another very nice thing. Oh, and also an election happened. My legitimacy is 93%, so this is really high. I could try to move some of the other forces in to make them a bit happier towards us. But none of them would really do anything for us, right? None of them. They don't work together well with my other forces. So let's not do this. Also, there's no party thing here, so they don't really want to serve parties there as well. Worker protection. Industrialists most likely again. Oh, this is very hard right now, passing any kind of law. And once again, the explorers. Actually, there is an event now that reduces the current peril. I mean, we already had low peril, but let's just go ahead with this. I'm very desperate for the expeditions at the moment. Yes, very good. Next up, let's just check it out. I think we could go with either military or perhaps we have anything that would be helpful for our society. And anything that would make us happier. Mass propaganda, we would get some 10% authority. Let's go ahead with this. 15 months to research. Also a +1 of minimum expected standard from literacy. That's also fine. That's going to help us there a bit. Nothing else though that would help us with stability at the moment. We also have some 4 unproductive trade routes. And do we have anything on the market right now? Oh yeah, coffee has grown a bit. So since we don't have anything in construction right now, I could also start to boost my coffee plantations there a bit. In my colonies, South Cameroon, we can do this. In Gabon, we can do this. There we still have some infrastructure and also some population that would work for us. And the same goes with Celebes actually. There we can go ahead with quite a few of them as well. Yeah. Next up. Oh. A newspaper called the California Chronicles has printed a bigoted article by Hokan people. Probably we're going to ignore it. And once again, we also have this one here. Yeah, minor progress. I'll take this without any penalty. Alright, there's some really huge movements right now when it comes to agrarianism. So this one here would boost our agricultural plantations and infrastructure, so we can use the investment pool for this. However, aristocrats contribute to the investment pool and not the capitalists. And this, of course, could hurt us quite a bit here, economy-wise. A compromise would be interventionism, right? So we would still get the capitalists. We could fund plantations, but also mines and the oil and the infrastructure with that. And it will also enable us to run the railway with the government. It would be a compromise between the two of them here, right? This is also a huge support. And we would get 3 major bonuses from the royal folk, the intelligentsia, and the trade unions. So that's the 3 big bonuses that we get out. The industrialists will not like it that much, but it's not as bad as here with -10. Here it's only -5. So it is really a good compromise that I see right now that we probably should go ahead with. Of course, the best one would be command economy. However, this will radicalize the industrialists. So let's not go for this. Let's go for interventionism. This should really help us there a bit with the reputation. And it will definitely hurt us a bit with money, right? Because especially the let's call it high-tech industry, will not be fundable anymore with the investment pool. This will definitely hurt us, but we have so much gold and I can still play around with my taxes, so we should be fine overall. Alright, making their way through the mountains, the expedition finds a dangerous gorge. Their guide advises them to take a longer, more secure route, or we go through it. Let's just make it slightly delayed. I don't want to go with any peril this time, right? So I'm trying to keep it as low as possible. Should hopefully work out in our favor. And ban liquor. Do we get any bonus other than authority with that? Nah, this is just really bad outright. I'm not going to sacrifice 20% of my authority. Especially since we do use it for taxation. Next research, the Dreadnought. We do know this ship, right? By making a warship with only heavy caliber guns and steam propulsion, it is possible to overpower all other types of ships. And with this, we have a new ship type for the naval base. Let's have a look at that. Naval base, a Dreadnought, there it is. It would increase my ammunition, my ironclad consumption, and my radio consumption. And it would give me a lot of additional navy power projection. And also 18 maximum declared interest and lots of offensive and defensive bonus. Let's go ahead with this. And let's also... No, let's keep this one actually. And there we have a new one. Instead of servicemen, we use more officers. To get a 30% morale damage buff. And also a higher training rate. That's definitely something I like, but we also need to check it out now. So radio is now pretty high, right? We could try to import it. There's nothing to import there right now. Do we have a work bonus already unlocked? Wait a second. Do we have the radio? And interventionism is now in effect. Very good. That was to be expected though, as a lot of my people like it. Radio has been though enacted for the electric industry already. Where's my electric industry? Is it not here? There it is. And there we have it. So instead of telephones, we do make radios. But it's a mix, right? We do still make that. Will all cost me quite a lot of electricity, but that is fine. Make this one publicly traded. Yeah, very good. We still have an telephone production. Still not as high, but I can of course boost it as we have lots of these products available. And as we can see, profitability will also be there. Let's have some here and here in Pennsylvania and North Carolina, as this is just very good. We are halfway through the expedition and it's still with low peril, so this is a new one. We might just see if that is a positive thing. Alright, next up, radicalization is still high, 15 million at the moment. Radio production. Oh, also this event here, the production of radios in our factories has led to a boom in employment and profit. More radius, we get 50% radio output. Or what? We should spread this knowledge to Great Britain. We'll also improve our relationship with 20, but we are already cordial with them. Perhaps we could go in with an alliance with them if we're high enough. But they're antagonistic towards us. This is already not going to work out that nicely. I mean, really, what do I have with more radius, right? This bonus here is not really that important. So let's just try to get really high there with Great Britain. We are amicable now. However, this will not work. Defensive pact will also not work. Also, a trade agreement will not work. So nothing really works with them at the moment. Not even if we take on a debt from them. No chance. They're actually still trying to hurt our relationship with them. A respectable doctor from the University of Columbia has been conducting new flanked investigations in the camp of psychiatry, emphasizing the role of psychiatry, emphasizing the role that the unconscious mind and buried childhood memories play in psychological pathologies. We could boost with the evangelicals. We're pretty bad with them, and we're pretty. We would lose the bonus then with the intelligentsia. We may continue. Just one loss here, a boost with the intelligentsia, and 10% university output. Let's go ahead with this. Swollen River, this is the expedition once more. Onwards, or better be safe. We better be safe. Just continue there. We're still on low peril. I would really like to keep this, please. Somehow. With the low temperatures of the mountains, the expedition finds a perfect meadow to take shelter near the river and far enough from any other village to not disturb their land. A fort built by previous explorers stands proudly as a haven, and we shall stop and rest, get reduced peril, and get a minor progress. So we do have some very lucky events this time. This is looking better than ever before. I'm not getting my hopes up too high right now, but still, there is a flicker of hope. Bad news! When reaching one of the enclaves, a letter was waiting for Matthew Perry stating that his fiancée back in the USA has married another man. Let the man mourn, or we gain peril. He'll find another one, but we also gain minor progress. We lose progress. Let's continue. Medium peril and only one more level. This should be fine now. Please. Right, a member of the expedition wishes to stop for a day and so on take some wildlife photos. Either we get 5% prestige for 5 years or we gain minor progress. And of course we're doing this. It's complete. There it is. Holy cow. Really? I mean, I don't believe it. And after a long and arduous journey, the expedition has finally come to an end. The expedition has managed to find and map the entirety of the Great Salt Lake. And with this, we finish the Western Frontier expedition and get a 20% prestige bonus for 5 years, but only for 5 years really. And with this, we're #1 power in the world. So finally, we have achieved what we always wanted, right? Great power, level 1. We are the greatest nation of all nations in the world. Do we also get now the claim here on Idaho and stuff like that? Shouldn't we get this one? Nope, not really. Hudson Bay Company, there's still no claim on this. Is there a new one? Map the American Western Frontier. So we could start the whole thing again. Just, yeah, with Elias Stevenson. He's the right person for this. But still, level 1. I am very happy about this. And we also finished the expedition. Holy cow. At least there is some good here. Radicalization though is still going up. Agrarianism is another movement here, and laissez-faire is also another movement. I'm not going to do these. Mass propaganda, 10% authority. I like that. This was actually pretty important to push us positive there again with authority. Anything that would help us there still? I don't think so, right? Modern financial instruments. It's all rather cheap now. It's all rather something that we can finish quickly. Perhaps some text here, arc wielding for the shipyards and for the that's the highest method here, by the way, for the construction sector. Gives me a really high output, but we are already really high on construction. A new weapon we could have, the battleship we could have, stormtroops we could go with. Army defense bonus, let's go ahead with this. This will further boost our power trajectory against Russia then. And by the way, when we want to get Alaska now, yeah, Japanese will probably join, but they're not very strong. And Peru will help us. Sikh Empire is also very weak, and none of the big ones hopefully should join. So I think there is a chance right now that we could get Alaska with force. Let's actually increase government wages here. We can afford it, and this would improve the bourgeoisie approval, and the intelligentsia also gives us the big bonus for the intelligentsia if we do this. So let's go ahead with that. Putting us negative there just a bit. We still have the diplomatic pact of 170,000 negative, right? This is hurting us here a bit right now, but once this is gone, we are very deep positive, right? But this is a nice boost now, and we should see the intelligentsia bonus now. That is, what exactly again? The propagandist, 50% migration attraction. That's actually pretty strong. Alright, mountain sighted. Minor progress without anything. We have seen some of these events now, so I'm not going to read through all of them anymore. I just hope that we can actually finish that. We have some flotillas in reserve. I think we don't have enough admirals. Yep, the Dixie headquarter has probably lost one. And we got some very bad ones here. He's not that bad, but he's an alcoholic. I will still have to go with him. Let's get with another one. We do get that one, the bandit again. I will probably have to retire them. Alright, so far so good. I'm still working on the next expedition, and we continue onwards here to the end of the 19th century. Stay tuned.